It's 2019. USA, once again, curtails immigration and strong-arms people seeking asylum by way of long-term internment and separation of families. To date, the problem has not been solved. I have lists of both of those items, and I'll be glad to discuss them when we get to the Q&A or after. So you can see that there was a lot of movement. There's a lot of restrictions and even some love for our immigrants. So let me tell you a story of someone near and dear to my heart. The 1920s and 30s brought forth the most hated word in the modern world, Nazi. The people of Europe, particularly the Jews who had suffered persecution, deportation, and death over 4 millennia, knew very well what the future would bring. I'm asked to stop. I haven't told you my story, so it's up to the person running the show. I can stop right now. You know nothing about me yet.
We're going to ask you questions about it in the Q&A.
You want to stop?
I think we got it.
Okay. Wow.
So if you have questions for Saul, again, we'd like you to do questions for an individual speaker or for the entire panel and pass them down to each aisle. And we'll sort through those questions. We decided to have written questions so that, number one, they would get answered. Number two, it would give a sense of control. Our next speaker is Veronica. She's a member of the immigrant community seeking citizenship in the United States. And if you want to read a little bit more about each of the speakers, it's on the handout that you received.
Hi, my name is Veronica Castro. I was born and raised in Mexicali, Baja California, Mexico. I am the youngest of 6 siblings. One passed away at an early age due to negligence in Mexico. I'm sorry. As a younger girl, we live a very humble lifestyle. Long story short, I got married at a young age. When I got pregnant, my husband and I decided to Mexico, what is another place we wanted our daughter to be born. We both had a lot of family living in California. So when the time came, we had our daughter in Los Angeles. We legally crossed the border with our Mexican passport. After our daughter was born in 1992. We returned to Mexico. 3 years later, when I was pregnant with our second child, we decided to have our baby also be born in California. Again, we used our Mexican passport to legally enter the United States.
Came here to give birth.
This time, we did not return to Mexico because life was too hard there. Our family in Los Angeles helped us settle in. It was not easy, but we tried our best for a better life. My husband, Sam, found work cleaning and warehouse at night. I stayed home to raise our 2 young children. We lived with family members for a while until we could afford our own place. We then rented a small room, a garage, that was converted into a room with a bathroom. My husband had to sleep during the day because he worked at night. We take our 2 kids shopping or to the park so we could get some sleep. During our stay in Los Angeles, it was hard to make ends meet. It was very fast-paced. The culture felt very different from our home in Mexico. The rent was expensive, wages were low, there was a lot of traffic, and criminal activity that included drugs. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I remember it was very scary. I knew I was living illegally and felt very small. I tried to be very quiet when was in public, so no one would notice me. Driving without a license was scary, but we could not get a license because we were illegally. I still had to drive my children to school and take them doctor's appointment and go to the grocery store. It was hard to communicate. The language was different. It was so hard trying to help my children with their homework. Going to talk with their teachers or parents-teacher conference was also very hard. I could not speak English or understand what the teacher was saying to me. It got easier as my daughter grew older because she was able to help me translate. At this time, I had my third child, Monica Taylor, and we had to make adjustment. I had a sister who lived in Prescott Valley. She had She had always told me that Wales and school were better in Prescott Valley. She mentioned the rent was cheaper and the life was quiet and calm. In 1998, we decided to move our family to Arizona. We lived with my sister, her husband, and her children while we set out for our own place. My brother-in-law helped my husband find a job in construction. My sister was right. My husband made more money and rent was lower. We were still homesick, but the parents and family visit often from Mexico. Life was slowly getting better. I had fourth and final child in Arizona in 2002. After a lot of hard work, we were able to buy a house, a car, and we were able to live a comfortable lifestyle. A friend helped us get our residency where we could live and work in the United States. Legally, he helped us get from the forms we needed and helped us fill them out. The process felt very slow, but we are grateful. We finally obtained our resident card in 2009. At this point, life was good. We were happy and finally legal. About 6 years ago, my husband and I get a divorce, and he moved to Texas. I decided to stay in Prescott Valley, where my children grew up and where it finally felt like home. I found a job, and I moved on with my life with my children. Today, my 4 adult children and I still live in Prescott Valley. A few weeks ago, I went to Phoenix to renew my residence for another 10 years. I am hoping in the near future I can become a citizen. Life today is more easier than when I first moved to Los Angeles back in 1992. I am now a U.S. resident. This is my story. Thank you.
Again, pass your questions to the aisle if you have questions for Veronica. It's also come to our attention that we have two people filming over here in the front row, and we'd like to let you know that we have a film being made of the entire event. As you can see, there's a camera in the back.
Okay.
And those will be available for distribution after the program is over.
Oh, so no filming? They told me at the door I could film.
So no filming, but you can access the film when it's over.
Gotcha. Okay. Step outside.
And our next speaker is Dan Streeter. He's the superintendent of the Humboldt Unified School District, so we will get the perspective of an educator.
Well, damn it. All right, guys, we're going to try to sit through this. Another meeting in support of illegals here in Prescott Valley, and Prescott is a super conservative town. A lot of white guilters here, as you saw the audience, and pandering to the illegal alien sob stories, right? Woman came here, lived here illegally, and dropped 4 anchor babies. 4, while she was looking for a job. So, all right, Mike and I are gonna go back in and sit through this, and then we'll probably go live during the Q&A part when we get to talk and ask questions. So hopefully they're probably gonna pull our question card. They always do when they see my hat. When they see my hat, guys, they avoid answering my questions. So, they told me that I can't film, and so I have to turn off the recording. But right now, we are at a church in Prescott, United Methodist Church of Prescott, where they are hosting an immigration panel to promote illegal immigration and, champion the illegals that came here and dropped 4 anchor babies. So let me get back in there, and I will go back live when it's time for Q&A.